Jeff and Jeremy. It's like a radiogasm.
I said, hey, babe, check it out on the podcast.
Apple Podcast, Google Podcast,
and Spotify.
All this is going viral.
Wake up, Jeff and Jeremy. It's time to go to work.
Yeah, we're here. Thank you, Greggy Baby. Old school radio listener right there.
Oh God, I gotta find. I was digging through some old stuff the other day with him. I love it. It's so great, and we have to incorporate it into what we do on a regular basis.
Okay, I'm in.
Help promote the show because it is.
He had a lot of good ones.
It's such a throwback Thursday.
I gotta find Carol too. Carol had some dynamite stuff. If you guys been with us for a while, you probably know who Carol is. If you've been with us a really long time, then you remember this guy.
Wake up, Jeff and Jeremy. It's time to go to work.
Is that
Greggy
Greg?
Baby?
That was Greg?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a Greg one.
That was a Greg. Yeah, that's Greggy Baby.
Oh, I thought that was somebody else.
No, that's Greg. That's Greg. His mom, he grew up here. I don't know what his story was, but I know his mom was the athletic director at the University of Washington, which was weird. And I think he had a pretty cushy,
embroiled in controversy,
very
and
privileged growing up with
job.
money, and he decided to party. And he is the real Billy Madison.
Wake up, Jeff and Jeremy. It's time to go to work.
Yeah, no, I mean he lived life, did some comedy.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. Hope he's still with us, but I don't know if he's still here on the Central Coast. But anyways, welcome into Thursday.
Let me find my Greggy Baby.
While you find that, I'll tell everybody that we're going to talk to Whitney later. She's going to go into detail what's going on with Newsom's plan with the market, what's going on downtown SLO. There's some new businesses opening up. That's next hour, by the way.
So Greg's deal was that he was he was recovering. He
always recovering.
He'd been battling addiction, and he had been recovered and been clean for quite a while. And
love to surf too.
Love to surf, love to do stand-up comedy. And we got him to read this one.
This is going to be fun. I don't even know what you're going to play.
We should do this. We use this all the time.
Well, we will then. Make sure you save it.
That's probably more true now than ever, at least for me. I don't know about you so much.
This is Greggy Baby live from Pasadena, California. You are listening to Jeff and Jeremy live in San Luis Obispo 93.3 KZOZ in your beautiful morning. Making their mark without the maker's mark.
I do remember that. We used to use that all the time, like 10 years ago.
Why did we get rid of that?
And what was he doing in Pasadena? I guess he moved down there probably for rehab or something. And then he would listen to us on the stream, on the website at kzoz.com. Huh? No, making their mark without the maker's mark.
Yeah.
Did he come up with that, or did somebody in his group come up with that?
I think I told him to say that in the recording. I think
you came up with that?
I think I may have said, "Hey, say this." But my favorite part is this part.
Greggy Baby live from Pasadena, California. You are listening to Jeff and Jeremy live in San Luis Obispo 93.3 KZOZ in your beautiful morning. Making their mark without the maker's mark.
Could use some cleaning up.
Yeah, it's all right. It's probably pretty
This is
live to tape.
delicious.
Yes. It is. See, now you hear it, right?
Wake up, Jeff and Jeremy. It's time to go to work.
I guess so, yeah. I always thought that was somebody else, though.
And the thing is, Celebrity Rehab was just coming on board and becoming a big show with Dr. Drew at this time. And every time I watched that show, I would think of Greg, and then every time Greg would call in, I would think of Celebrity Rehab.
We would sit there and have conversations for long periods of time about what he thought about it and stuff.
And so whenever I pictured he was calling us, I figured he was calling us from that group room where they could use the phone.
Oh, yeah, he knew all about it. He knew about the house because he was down there. Oh, it was great. It was great stuff.
To meet some interesting people here, even though we never get to physically meet them. But it's nice to talk to people on the phone.
I like just having phone friends.
Yeah. Kind of like being in prison, right?
If you meet people face to face, then there's a little
kind of like we're in prison because
more attachment to it.
We can't really meet you. We just get to talk to you on the phone.
You are our pen pals,
yes.
And you know what?
Nobody uses that anymore.
In exchange, we give you prizes, right? And
Yeah.
that works out. just
Today,
fine.
it's another $25 gift card, your choice. Choose your own adventure here. Pappy McGregor's in downtown Paso in the park, or 1122 right behind Pappy's. You can use it on the night of your choosing, and that's coming up later if you know the show.
Making their mark without the maker's mark.
Whoa! Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
So yesterday we didn't get to the Tiger Woods thing, and the speed was revealed, and I'm sure a lot of people heard that he was going like 87 miles an hour in a 45 mile an hour zone, and he actually sped up before the accident happened. So,
and he doesn't remember it.
yeah, he doesn't remember. Well, because he hit his head, it said in the report that I read. Now, granted, I'm telling you, it was TMZ, so take it for what it is. But they said he hit his head several times. 3 to 4 times he hit his head. He also broke his leg, obviously. It says that Woods was driving at speeds between 82 and 87 miles an hour leading up to the crash, more than 40 miles per hour over the 45 mile an hour speed limit in that area. They're not going to write him a ticket. At least they weren't the last I saw it. They had no evidence that there was any drugs or alcohol in his system because they never drew blood. So they don't know if there was or not. And
Well, they probably had to get him to the hospital, I would imagine, with the crushed legs and all. I mean, that's probably a priority.
I'm surprised that they didn't charge him with reckless driving or give him a speeding ticket or something. Is it because he's Tiger Woods and he's a celebrity? I mean, they have the proof. They've got the black box on the car. They've got the accident. They've got the reports.
Yeah, but I think sometimes
It's not like it's gonna
the
break
whole
him.
accident is enough of a punishment to let somebody know that, okay, maybe next time don't speed or don't fall asleep or don't do whatever it is that you were doing that was wrong when driving. Or you're Tiger Woods, take an Uber. Or not even.
Well, he
an
was
Uber.
running late.
Get a driver. You're Tiger Woods. You have more money than the only person that has more money than you in the world of sports is Michael Jordan. That's it.
It says here that Tiger Woods was going 75 miles an hour when he smashed into a tree. So he came off the road at 87, and then by the time he hit the tree, the car was still traveling at 75.
I'm surprised.
How
he's
is
still
he
living.
alive?
Yeah,
That just
That's
goes to
insane.
show you the safety. I don't know what he was driving. Was he driving a Hyundai?
Hyundai or something. I think.
There you go, kids. Newer vehicles, man, with all those airbags and everything. God, he's not even that banged up. I mean, yeah, I know he broke his leg in a couple places, but man, when you hit a tree going 75 and you live, yeah.
My thing is falling asleep.
They said no. How would he fall asleep? He was driving 87. You don't fall asleep driving 87.
Maybe he
was
does.
running late.
What's the fastest?
He was, according to him, he was behind somebody at the hotel he was staying at or wherever he was at, and he was trying to get out of there because he was staying at a hotel to drive to this golf course, and he couldn't get around the people. So then he was late, and he was hauling ass. You don't fall asleep when you're late to something. That's not when you fall. Your body it's awake. The adrenaline's going. Now, they didn't check his phone. Like, my thing was, I bet he was looking at phone, he was texting, he was distracted somehow. They never got his phone records either. Boy, that's a great job.
They got the black box out of the car, but they didn't access the phone records? I mean, come on, you're right. This is a shoddy investigation.
They got the OJ team down there doing investigations, just dropping the ball?
Mark Furman head up that investigation?
Well, no, Mark Furman, they would have probably tased and arrested him. But I'm just saying, it's like, wow, I can't believe you didn't draw blood in an accident like that. And he was at the hospital, you could have, and you didn't get a subpoena to look at his phone records. Like, you or I driving on Tank Farm or Price Canyon Road, and something like that happens.
Did I ever tell you about?
You're definitely looking.
I told you,
all that.
you know, I have a fake ID, or I had a fake ID.
Yes, do you still have it?
No, I don't.
I'd love to see it.
I had a fake ID when I was younger, so I could buy alcohol. And I was coming home from work one night. I was in my mom's car. She was on vacation. I had borrowed it for the week because it was a hell of a lot more reliable than the car that I was driving at the time. This guy comes hauling ass around the corner and in a Porsche, and he as I'm coming down a residential street, he's going, God, probably 55, 60 miles an hour in a 25. And he comes hauling butt around the corner, loses control of his car, hits me head on.
Oh, my God.
And
you had your mom's car and you weren't supposed to take it out.
No, I had my mom's car. She was fine with me taking it out, but I had stopped off and picked up a 40 of St. eyes.
Oh, no.
To have while I was going to play video games back at home because I was getting off work at like
You're
11
underage,
o'clock.
and now your car smells like booze.
Yeah, like malt liquor. Okay, like malt liquor. I'm like, great. What does this mean? So I get out of the car. I got my head's banged up a little bit, but the airbags go off and everything's fine. It's safe.
I don't know. My mom likes 40s, so I don't know. So she must have left it in there.
So police come, and this guy's like, he was drinking. I was like, listen, I told him up front, I was like, listen, I had the alcohol. It was in the car, but when this jackass hit me, it slammed up against the thing, and they're like, how old are you? I was like, I was 19, and they're like, okay, we'll do everything. So I had to go to the hospital because I was injured more than he was.
They give you a breathalyzer?
They did not give me a breathalyzer. They did not.
They took you for your word.
Well, because it was clearly obvious that this guy was at fault. Okay, I mean, full on. I mean, you could see the skid marks.
He could smell the booze, and he was trying to get out of it.
Yes, you could you could see the skid marks. I mean, it was just painfully obvious that he was at fault in this. So I was at the hospital, and I was worried. I was so worried, and I get checked out and everything. And a police officer comes in, and he says, here's your stuff that we were able to get because they had to cut. I was wearing like a work uniform, and they had to, for some reason, for medical reasons, they had to cut
your clothes off,
cut some kind of part of my clothes. And they're like, here's your clothes. Some of them are cut. We're sorry about that. And I was like, fine, that's whatever. And I was like, so what's going to happen? And they're like, oh, we cited the guy for reckless driving, and you know, your insurance companies will talk to each other, and you know, everything will work itself out. And I said, but what's going to happen? And he goes, I don't know what you're talking about. And I said, about the 40 that was in the car that slammed up against the dashboard. And he goes, I didn't see any 40. He said, have a nice night, and he walked out. I don't know what that officer's name was.
Well, I think he figured you paid enough. You had to go to the hospital. You got in a bad car accident.
That's exactly what I'm talking about with Tiger Woods. Maybe the police department gave him a pass
because he got enough punishment.
His career might be gone.
That's true.
As a result of this, you know, I mean, we don't.
But the problem with this story is it gets scrutinized by the media and people that watch the media and TMZ and all these other people. Why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? What did they? And then they end up getting more flack because they didn't just run a couple of tests.
Right.
You know. So
it's the same reason why we used to be able to talk our way out of tickets. Can't talk our way out of tickets anymore because they're recording everything now. Right. Because they got to, because it's protocol.
Yeah, so I was just talking to Jeff the other day about how I'm going to get out of the speeding ticket. I'd love to talk to the judge about it, but what am I going to say? The guy was wearing a recording thing, and I said, oh, yeah, my dash, it tells me the speed right there.
You admitted in fault. It happened to me, years ago. I was like, oh, yeah. He goes, you know how fast you're going? And I said, yes, I looked down when I saw you, and I saw I was going 70 miles an hour. I had no idea I was going that fast, but I saw it. He goes, so just so you know, everything's being recorded.
Gotcha!
Wake up.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Jeff and Jeremy here online at KZOZ.com. Check this out. This is
America is facing a ketchup shortage. They say restaurant owners are having to hunt high and low for those single-use packets. And they say the supply of ketchup just can't seem to catch up to the demand. At the start of the pandemic, many sit-down restaurants only offer takeout services, and that made those individual ketchup packets the primary condiment. Well, some managers are pouring out bulk ketchup into individual cups and hitting the aisles of Costco for substitutes right now.
Yeah, ever since this thing started, I don't like the ketchup packets when I'm at a restaurant.
I hate it when they pour it into a little cup.
Why?
With a lid and give it to you.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know. I want it sealed. I don't know what could have taken place.
They just made your food, Jeff, that you're eating. So you don't trust them touching ketchup, and you touch them trusting your burger and your fries?
Food is a priority. Ketchup is not. Ketchup's like, oh, yeah, it's just the ketchup.
No, it's a priority. It's a health department thing, number one. Number two, everything has to be taken care of. Listen, I used to work in a restaurant. Everything, that's all looked at.
I want my ketchup in a packet.
What was gross is when they would marry the ketchups at the end of the night. If you ever worked in a restaurant, you know what a ketchup marrier is. And it's this big circle, and you put all the ketchups in it upside down, like all the half-quarter bottle ketchups, and then you bring other bottles in and you fill them to top them off.
That's gross.
And so now you've got ketchup coming out of a bottle that's been on rando's table, all with all these other randos, and it's all going into this half bottle ketchup that came out of your section on one of your tables. And you top it off, and then you wipe it down and you take it back.
If anything goes away after the pandemic, it should be that the condiments on the tables in the bottle.
I disagree. I love those.
Once I went to pour ketchup out of one of those, and I hate that they made them so they're solid. So they're solid red or solid yellow for the ketchup and the mustard, because now you can't physically see what's in there.
Sure.
And once I went to go pour it, and somebody who thought they were being funny decided to pour vodka into the ketchup, and I poured it on my French fries, and it ruined my French fries because.
Did you send it back?
No, I'm not going to bother with that. I don't send anything back.
You're your own problem. You know that.
I don't
You
send
just
anything.
get in your own way too much.
No, I'm not going to send anything back.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
like,
obviously, say somebody sabotaged the ketchup. I put it on the fries, and now that's full. It's disgusting. I can't eat any of this. Can I get it new? And they would be more than happy to make that again for you.
I understand that, but it was a place that I went to often, and
So they would still be happy.
I didn't want to be seen as the guy that's the complainer.
That people listen when you work in the restaurant business. There's people that are constant complainers that are annoying, but then they also want to make sure you're happy. So if you're not a constant complainer, they're more than happy to make you happy. So, So anyways, the ketchup thing is an issue. We're asking you this morning, what is your go-to favorite condiment? Meaning, what restaurant has the best condiment? And I had to think about this for a while. There's so many good ones
restaurant has
out
the
there.
best condiment?
Just the best condiment. Where does it come from? All right. And I'll tell you, my favorite place is Taco Bell, Jack in the Box, and Popeyes. What is your go-to for French fries, ketchup or ranch? And I have a feeling that ranch would win around here because we're in California, because blah, blah, blah. Even though I think where you and I grew up, it was ketchup. My wife is a ranch person, but she's also,
barbecue sauce
she's
out of the
also
equation
from
all the
San
time?
Diego. Who puts barbecue sauce on their
I do.
I mean, I know people that put mustard on their fries, and I've done that in a
do that
pinch.
too.
But
I do that too.
I think it's rare. I think the two main condiments for French fries would be ketchup or ranch, or maybe a hot sauce.
What about relish? I mean, it's not my bag, but I understand that.
No, that's
people could go
come on.
that
Let's
route.
eliminate the bullshit. You know what I mean? If you want to put other as a category, fine, but it could be the poll question if you want to put it up. It's
not gonna
Surfnet
be the poll
Communications. Ketchup or ranch? What do you go to for your
That's not
fries?
gonna be the poll
We got a
question.
shortage
Because
of
I already-
ketchup in this country.
I already made the poll question
Okay, fine.
yesterday
And you can
afternoon.
just let us know. By the way, on our Facebook page, we're asking you what restaurant has the best condiment.
You want
So-
to know what the poll question is?
We'll get to that in a little bit. We got time.
Oh, you don't want to
So-
get to it unless it's on your agenda.
Well, I wanted
see
to
how it
finish
is.
this conversation, and then we could have another
it's
conversation.
condiment related.
We have this thing that goes, oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay, well, then let me get to this first, and then we'll get to that. What is your favorite condiment from your favorite restaurant?
I don't know. Jack in the Box did this burger, and it sucks.
Now,
because
that's not a condiment, though.
it was the sauce that was on it.
Yeah, but I mean like a condiment. Like, I love Jack in the Box's taco sauce. To me, it's the best taco sauce there is.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
not
know
the
what this
spiciest.
is.
It's just got the best flavor.
So last month, Jack in the Box does like a special, right? And last month they had a triple burger that was pretty bare bones. I mean, I think it had lettuce and tomato on it and some cheese and then this sauce.
Oh, it was the triple jack. It was a jumbo jack that had
Does the Jumbo Jack come with that sauce?
no. This was a new sauce. I'd
Yeah.
never seen it before. You told me about it. I had it one time. I thought it was pretty good. I haven't gone back because I'm not trying to eat all that.
I want that burger sauce. That's what I want. I want
You
the
want that?
sauce that
It's
was
like-
on that burger.
it's like
Well,
Thousand
it was only
Island.
for like a month.
It's kind of like Thousand Island a little bit. Their own version of it. Well,
No,
Jack
no,
in the
it
Box.
was. It was like a burger sauce.
Jack in the Box is famous for their sauce. Is that mayo onion sauce that they got rid of? That unless you knew what it was, then you didn't ask for it, but Google it. And you ask them now, and people will look at you like, "What
Oh,
planet
no,
are
they
you
still
from?"
have it. They still have the triple bonus Jack. At least according to Google.
The bonus jack. That's what it's called.
Yeah, because it had three.
Yeah,
patties.
a jumbo jack. I
And
think
you
it's a
could get
quarter pound. And
fourth?
this is
You could get a fourth pound.
yeah. I saw that on there. That's
quad?
Too much. I learned my lesson at
Whatever sauce that is, that's
at
what I
In-N-Out.
want.
Do you ever test your limits at In-N-Out? I used to get the double, and I thought, you know what? I want to try the triple 3x3. So then I did the 3x3, and then one day I did the 4x4, and I was like, too far, man. 3x3 is where it's at. 4x4, way too much. The meat to bun to lettuce to everything else ratio was all screwed up. But
Jack in the Box did another one. that I really liked, and I liked the sauce on it. And they don't have it on their menu anymore. It was in January, and it looked like it was to rival
They're great with sauces.
the Popeyes chicken sandwich, because it was basically the same type of thing as the Popeyes chicken sandwich. It was the same type of chicken on there, the same type of sauce, and a pickle on it. And I do like the pickle on the chicken sandwich.
Oh yeah, it's good.
But the sauce that was on
Southern thing, I
that
think.
was really good too. And it was called the Cluck. They don't have the Cluck anymore. Makes me sad. Like Jack in the Box, like they do these things where they'll roll out something for a month and then they'll like take it back and then you never see it again. I don't like that. Like if you're going to give us something on the menu forever. It's like they test market it to us. You know, they're like test marketing it and they're like, oh, if this goes over well, apparently other people didn't like the Cluck as much as I did. So I'm out on the Cluck now.
I'm sorry about that.
That's a bummer. But my son, he gets all the tiny tacos he can handle because that tested well. Man, he loves those tiny tacos. He's all about that game, and he could scarf down 15 of them, which is insane for a 4-year-old, right? I mean, like I can't eat 15 of them. He will finish them by the time we get home.
So you want this
drive.
bottled, and you can take this sauce home from the double
the
triple jack.
Yeah, the Jack in the Box triple jack. Yeah, it's so good.
Have you ever tried the sweet heat at Popeyes?
No.
It's a Louisiana hot sauce. It's sweet and fiery, but it's not super spicy. It should be a little spicy, but it is super, super good.
Can you get the chicken sandwich with that on it?
You can get it on the side. It comes in it looks like one of those dipping sauces you get at McDonald's for your nuggets.
Okay.
Gosh, it's so good. It is literally the best little sweet, spicy sauce. I just wish it was spicier, but it's so good. Good flavor. Jack in the Box. What was my third one? Oh, just probably fire sauce from Taco Bell. 805-543-3693. You can weigh in on the conversation as well. We're looking for the best condiment from the best fast food restaurant.